right, so now we're about to get into some fun stuff. Authorized user. All right, so an authorized user is a secondary card holder. Um, the authorized user is added and removed by the primary card holder. The card issuer reports the trade line to the authorized user's credit report. This can help the authorized user build credit and establish a relationship with that bank or creditor. The primary cardholder has control over the spending limit and if the AU or the authorized user is issued a physical card. Also, parents can add their children as authorized users on their credit card, so by the time they turn 18, they will have an established credit report or at least some type of credit history, and they could start off on a much better foot financially going into life, into adulthood, especially if they're going away to college. So, Experian, the largest consumer report agency, they encourage individuals to use authorized users, to add authorized users onto their credit to help build their credit up. Chase, one of the largest banks, or if not the largest banks in the country, they also encourage people to use authorized users and use their credit cards for authorized users. If you look down where it says, do authorized users have spending limits? It says authorized users will be subject to the credit limit on the card, right? And the original card holder may set spending limits for the authorized user if their bank or issuer allows it. So that's something we're going to get into later. I want to make sure that we saw that. All right. So these are the banks that are good for adding people that are under 18, your children, as far as authorized users, and you'll leave them on. Ideally, if you want to add them on at 15 or 16 years old to establish a credit profile for them. And then over those 2 year period, by the time they turn 18, they'll have a good credit score and establish credit history. And then from that point, they can actually start building credit a lot faster, and they won't have to start out with little secured cards and stuff like that. All right, so this is where the fun begins. All right, so if you have any of these banks or credit cards in your wallet, you never, ever, ever, ever positively been late. You've checked the account, you checked all the credit history as far as back as when you first opened the account, and you never been late, you never missed a payment, never missed anything. There's no NAs or something like that as far as not reporting data. It's perfect all the way across. Especially if these cards have a credit limit of $5,000 or more. Even if they don't, what I'm about to say now, you can still benefit from it. So, but these are banks that have been known to be pretty good when it comes down to reporting out and working very well as far as for authorized users. So, if you have any of these in your wallet, we're going to get into how you can turn these bank assets into your assets. All right. So, how do you add an authorized user? So, you'll need the person's full name, social security number, address, and date of birth. You can add them over the phone or online. Some credit cards only allow you to remove authorized users over the phone. On the reporting date, the bank will furnish the information to their credit report. If you add the person too close to the reporting date, it may not report until the next reporting cycle. All right. So when it comes down to pricing or selling these trade lines and making money from your credit card, this is something that over time, or the more you do it, the more you get comfortable understanding how to price these things out. When I first got started doing this, working for the consult company I was with, we never sold a trade line for less than 750. No matter what, no matter what we did, no matter what the trade line was, we didn't sell anything for less than 750, and people were had lines out the door to buy trade lines. All right, so price is based on the bank brand, age of the account, and also the credit limit. The bank brand matters because uh, having an authorized user from a certain bank will allow you to get into their database and then you can also start to season a relationship with them, and then you can branch off and get your own credit card with that bank. If you're ever having trouble getting into a certain bank, that's one way of how you can do that. All right. On average, price can range between 350 to 750 each. So that'll be 1750 to 3750 per round, and again, per round is 2 bill cycles or 2 months. Price can easily go above 2,000 each, depending on the trade line, and that's each slot. So if you have a really good trade line that you can charge 2,000 for, and people will pay it, you have 5 slots, 2,000 a piece. That's $10,000 every 2 months. All right. So for pricing reference, these are some websites that do like brokering or wholesale trade lines. You can go onto these websites and just kind of look around and kind of gauge and see like what trade lines are being sold for. Keep in mind, a lot of these websites, they kind of sell them a little less. One, because they want people to buy them, but also they know people are probably going to buy them and resell them. Another thing with these is like you can get started with your own credit cards, but if you and then you can use the money from the trade lines you sold, and you can buy into one of their broker programs. Usually they have you pay like an upfront fee, and then you'll get your trade lines at more like at a wholesale price, and then you can sell them at a higher rate. All right, so here is an example of the type of money you can make with 6 rounds of trade lines. All right, so again, each round is going to be 60 days. This is an example of credit cards that have 5 slots. And if you have 5 cards with 5 slots, that's 25, 25 trade lines that you'll be selling. And this is every 2 months. Average price is going to be about $550 for a trade line. So for the first round, you'll get $13,750 for all 5 slots on all 5 cards. Probably some of the easiest money you'll be able to make. And then you do it again on the second, then you'll bring in, you'll be up to over 27,000. Third round, 41,000. Fourth round, the fourth time you do it, you'll have made $55,000. The fifth time you do it, you have made over $68,000. And sixth time you've done it, you would have made over $82,000. Now, you do have some cards that have slots, again, that go up to 10 slots, 10 authorized user slots, and you have some cards that go up to 100 authorized user slots. So for an example of if you have 5 cards and they have 10 slots on them, you're just going to be doubling that. So your first round, you fill up all 10 slots on all 5 cards, you made over $27,000. Second round, you brought in over 55,000. Third round, over 82,000. Fourth round, over 110,000. Fifth round, over 137,000. Sixth round, which would be a whole year, you would have made $165,000 on credit cards that you did not even charge. You didn't use them. You didn't do much of anything with them. You're just adding authorized users on and taking them off, adding them on and taking them off. Some of the easiest money that you can make. Again, you can start off this way. If you want to turn this into a business, there are going to be some guidelines that you guys want to pay attention to. All right. So some of the things you want to do is you do not want to issue the authorized user a card. So that makes you know when you add them on there. You can, if you're doing it online, you just let them know, do not issue them a card. If you do it over the phone, let the rep know, do not issue them a card. You note the account with that. Reduce the spending limit down to $50 or as low as possible, depending on that card issuer, whatever they allow you to do. If some way this person does try to finagle the system and get a card issued to them, they will only be able to use only $50 on the card. You will know right away because you'll be able to see the spend on the credit line, and you'll be able to shut down the card and remove them right away. At that, you mitigate your loss. If they do actually get to do that, and they actually do make some money off or get some money off of it, it's only $50 compared to $550 or $750 that you made off of it. So you still end up on top. A better way to manage this if you're doing like a bunch of cards is you want to change the The due dates all to the same dates, so you know exactly when to add people on and when to take people off, and they're not staggered across the months. Also, you want to change the address on the for that credit card, the mailing address on that credit card, to a virtual address. One reason why you want to do that is because um, you'll be getting all type of mail and mailers and statements and all kind of different things like that coming to your house if you leave it as your personal address. Also, when you add a authorized user onto your credit card, your address will appear on their credit report. So that's another way just to have a little bit more privacy and a little bit more security when you're adding authorized users on. Um, all right. So um, if you are struggling with finding people to add onto your as authorized users onto your credit cards, these are some sources that you can go and start building some relationships with, and they'll be sending you people left and right. So all of these people, mortgage lenders, real estate agents, car salesmen, real estate investors, tax prep, barbers, small business owner attorneys, all of these people deal with people with finances in some type of way. They're selling them a product, selling them a service, and they need to use their credit. They may have weak credit, low credit, whatever. They'll send them to you for you to boost their score up. This is also an opportunity as well if you want to go into credit repair, because oftentimes people who come to you for a trade line will need credit repair. Or you can partner with somebody that has a credit repair business and get like a referral fee from them as well, if you don't want to go into the credit repair. All right, so this here is the most important part about this is the risk management. When you're adding and removing people onto your credit card all of a sudden, as we talked about in a prior lesson, the banks have systems that monitor your activity, your day-to-day activity, spending activity, your card activity, all type of activity. And if the system notices any type of change in pattern or different things like that, the system is designed to, without any human approval, is designed to close accounts, shut down accounts, red flag, freeze the accounts. So you want to make sure that risk management, you call in and you talk to risk management, and you let them know that you're going to be adding people onto your credit card. You want to give them some type of explanation as to make sense as to why you are adding people and taking people off your credit card at such a frequent pace. I do have an ebook on this. If you guys want to get that, it'll go all over into more details as far as how to run this and how to have a profitable trade line business. But you definitely want to have some type of good excuse, some type of good story. You're helping people. You're part of a non-for-profit organization. You do reentry, whatever, and you add people onto your credit card so they can go get toiletries and things like that, and the non-for-profit or whatever reimburses you. They just need something on file, something noted on file. So if anything does come up and they do a file review, they'll see that note on your account and say, okay, all right, we know what's going on. Like this is not like fraud or some type of weird activity that's going on there.